Alright, last question. For all of us. If you could, tell me, because I got some bad memories from football and some stuff like that.
Right.
If you could go in your past, would you change it? Like, would you rather go in your past and fix all your mistakes, or peek 20 years into the future? What would you rather do?
20 years into the future.
20 years? Is that what you would do?
Yes.
Explain that, my brother. Explain that. Drop that knowledge, brother.
Because I feel like I learned the right things when I was growing up. I made the right moves. And from now, I feel like in 20 years, from now, I feel like my career would go through, would be like a rocket, just go on.
Oh, wait a minute. I think we got another call, folks.
Oh!
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We got another call in the house.
Hold on. Let me see who this is.
We got another call in the house.
Call the one you on the air, man. See who this is.
Number.
Hey, I'm waiting in the house.
Hey.
We got the family coming through to show love today. Hey, man.
Hey, Slay.
Yeah.
Hey, Slay.
Hey, man.
Yes. Hey, Slay.
Oh, man. Oh, appreciate the love, bro.
Hey, Slay.
All right, so, we got a question for you. Our question for right now is, if you could go in the past and change things, like go in your past, and change your future, or would you do that? Or would you like to take a peek 20 years into the future? So either go in your past and fix your past mistakes, or peek in the future. Oh, man. Hey, we do this.
K-Slay.
We do this.
K-Slay.
This is the Born Radio. We having the ball.
K-Slay.
Hey, we appreciate you.
We appreciate the support, man.
We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
And we got the queen with us. We don't want to forget the queen. We got the queen with
Plus
us.
one.
Hey.
Plus one.
Plus one.
Yeah, we got the queen with us.
4 + 1.
Hey,
Thank you.
what's the phone number?
All right.
I appreciate it, man.
God bless you.
All right, God bless you.
Bless you.
All right.
Get that copyright every time I hear that now. I'm like,
That should
Folks,
be your ringtone.
if y'all want to call in, the number is 484-365-7791.
call on it.
Make sure you keep it clean, but keep it OG. Don't get us in trouble now. Let's have a good time. Yeah, no. So, my uncle said he gonna change the past. Brad said he gonna go to the future. What does the queen say?
Honestly, I believe it depends on the person. But I say for me, no, I wouldn't change anything about my past because it shaped me who I am becoming to be. I did make some mistakes, but I feel like it was a learning process, and I feel like I know what it's like to fail. So when I go for reaching my dreams, I'm gonna know what it's like to succeed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't change my
I don't like that.
No shame in the game.
I don't like that. Killer Daz. What you got?
Oh man. Well, I gotta take the route with Unc, man. I would
Take the route with
go and I would do some things differently in the past.
Okay.
I have a belief that, a lot of the things that I've done in my past has altered my trajectory, and it had to be a lot of work done now
Right.
on the back end of that for me to actually get to the place where I wanted to be in the beginning. So I guess like kind of taking that mindset of fixing certain things and doing certain things right the first time, I believe that my next 20, 10, 30, 50, 40, however long years ahead will be completely different. As a matter of fact, I believe some things will actually come quicker by addressing those certain mistakes that I've done in the past. That's just my personal view. What I would do.
Righteous.
Righteous.
All right, now for me,
Folks.
it's in between
Mhm.
because I have done some stuff in my past that could have prevented me from getting into college,
Mm-hmm.
but yet it hasn't affected me.
Okay.
And I'm here now, so I'm on a little in between. I would change my past, but yet I look 20 years to the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna wrap real quick. So we back on live. I had to, get my phone right. This Android life is a little rough.
Android.
But the
live
question
phone.
is, the question has been,
I see y'all.
would you go in your past and fix that, or would you go in the future and peek into your future? I said we have so far. How many do we have for fixing the past? How many do we got?
2 so far.
We got 2 so far, and I'm gonna throw one in for going into the future, which I think Brad has said.
Yeah.
I would choose the future because I feel like all the mistakes I made in my past, as much as I wish I could change them, it's gave me the opportunity to be with these people that I'm with right now and networking the way that I am. I wish certain things didn't happen, getting in trouble, grounded, and grades and stuff like that. I wish I knew better, but I'm happy that I am where I am, and I feel like I don't think the mistakes as much put me here, but the result of them and how things turned out allow me to be with the people I'm with now and to learn the things I'm learning now. So that would be my take. That would be my take on that. But I'm gonna give J Rock a chance to wrap that thing a little bit for the one time.
I've been sitting there thinking of which one, because I have answers for both, honestly.
Hey man, drop the knowledge.
Honestly, it's like, I want to say the future, but then it's like I want to go to the past.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in the past, do you keep the same mindset that you had?
Right.
Or when you go to the future, do you have the understanding that you already have now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in the future, you have that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, do you go back in the past and you say, do you fix what you made mistakes, or do you just go back in the past?
And you can go back and fix.
And fix.
And fix.
I don't think I want to fix it, because if that's the case, then there'd be no need for Jesus. Because then I'm basically perfecting myself.
Say that one more time.
If that's the
Run that
case, we don't need Jesus. We wouldn't need Jesus, because then we would live a life that's so perfect that ain't gonna be no point.
There's no
There's no
point for
point.
mistakes.
Yeah, it'd be no point. So it's like you have to learn from them. So it's like for me, it's like I'm kind of like I'm stuck in the middle because like I would mind going back to go fix them. I don't mind because I'm probably be making a whole lot more bread right now. But
we gonna get that though.
yeah, of course. What I'm saying is, a lot of people,
But
man, if I went back, I could have fixed this.
Yeah.
I should have made this decision, did this or this and that. If you did that, then you would have never been able to say that, and then other people would never be able to learn and benefit from it.
But you got people who be stuck in the past, like they dwell on it. I'm like,
A lot of people do that because they understand what they could be, and a lot of people they don't understand. They don't know how to get out of it.
Right,
but I feel like there's always a turnaround. There's always a second chance.
But that's
But
when
you
they
have to
have to
put
believe
your exactly.
You gotta
And
believe in yourself to change.
you have to put. Like, you
That's
have
why
to
I
have that
push.
You can't do
faith.
it.
That's why I push on my Snapchat to just believe that things are gonna get better.
And
I'm not saying that. I'm not
Believe in
telling you.
yourself.
You have to
God's
believe, but
plan
you have
for
to
you.
speak it. You have
Understand
to
the
put that
past
to the
is
existence.
Well, the thing is,
Okay.
because what I shared with people like last year when I went through a lot, it was like for me, my faith never wavered, but my understanding and trusting things that I was going to be having to deal with, I didn't know how to handle that.
You
So
don't know
it's
how
like-
to trust the process.
Yes. So it's like you trust the processor, but you don't trust the process. So it's like the person that pushes the button for you to go through, you trust them, but you don't trust the machine that's
Right.
gonna
To do its job.
to do its job.
Right.
So it's like, for me, my faith never wavered with God, but it was just like, all of this stuff here is like,
Right.
what's
I
up?
had that
Yeah.
exact same
Now
problem.
you'll have a mechanical problem, you have a problem with your machine, and then you have to have the technician come fix it, and sometimes the technician takes forever, and that technician is somebody that the prayer that you lifted up and you're waiting for it to just come to pass. And sometimes it takes a lot longer than you
Yeah.
think that it will be,
And
and
that-
people have to understand that. And that's why I preach, but I tell on my Snapchat, I tell people all the time, I'm like, you have to understand that I know what it feels like personally. Dealt with it for 3 years. mentally dealt with it for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that once you're able to just say, I know I'm going to make it through,
Mm-hmm.
or I know that there's going to be some good coming from it,
Right.
you will be okay with the fact that you're dealing with this hold up. You'll be okay with the fact that the breakthrough that you've been praying for isn't going to be answered as fast as you want it to be answered.
But he's always on time.
Exactly.
You have to
And
be
you know-
patient.
It may not
just
come when
when it
you
come
want
in.
them,
Exactly.
but
And-
they'll
But
be
it's
there
coming.
just right on
Because I
time.
You know, just when it
I
come in.
have so many people that I could just share stories with that I know. From my mom, her own thing. You know, she had, you know, at a point, you know, she was dealing, you know, financially, it wasn't looking so great. And by her keeping her faith, by her knowing the word, by her going to church and doing everything, this is the spiritual side to talk about because my mom is very spiritual, so there's nothing else I can really say about my mom. But
Right.
with her faith, she never gave up, or at least I never saw it.
Right.
Which kept in the back of my mind, she didn't give up.
Right.
And I saw the hill she went through.
Mhm.
If she didn't go give up, I can't give up.
I can't give up.
I
now.
just can't. And there are people that will look at these people, and I don't want to say we don't, not to idolize, but it's just a reminder. Listen, I've put people in your life, or I've given stories that people can share to you to remind you that you aren't the only person that's dealing with this or has dealt with this. Look at these people that have come before you.
Mhm.
And if you can look at that and put it in your mind that, you know what, you're right. You're going to have them moments where you're going to hate everybody. You're going to hate everything. You're going to have that
Oh,
moment
yeah.
because you're human. And that's what a lot of people forget.
Mhm.
When they be like, why are you acting like that? Because I'm human.
Right.
I deal with these things. We're not all, we're made the same, but the insides aren't always, that the emotions and everything, everybody doesn't get attached to everybody if you ever notice it.
Right.
Everybody has their own cliques. That's just like when it comes to you asking God for a specific thing. You know how you can go to God about it, right? You go to God about a specific thing, and you talking to God, and you only talking to Him for a little bit. That's like you guys coming to the Four Brothers show. We never knew who you were, but y'all was like, you know what? We want to come. We trust you with putting us on the air, not making us look bad. Blah blah blah. You know that we're here for a positive thing, but you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Right.
That's just like what people are doing with God.
Mhm.
A lot of people that don't know God, they know of Him, but they don't know Him personally.
And I've had people.
And I'm not saying it with God. I'm just saying that these are examples to let people understand a lot more on a humane side, the spiritual side, you know, stuff like that. I just want people to understand it. That's what I try to do now. You know, I try to get both sides. You know, people that don't, you know, go to church understand it as much, and people that do understand it as much. Which is why there's a beef in my Facebook now because people don't like what I have to say as much anymore because I'm not as, you know, biblical as much as I used to be. I am biblical with the people that need to hear the biblical side, but I'm also real with people that need to hear the real side as well.
Right.
I totally agree with you, and it was a lot of things I had to learn, and I realized from my mom as well, especially like with just believing in God. I feel like people want, because I used to be like that. I would want God to move now, like right when I would want all these things from God to do all these things for me, but I have to put my feet to my work as well. I can't just sit there like, all right, God, I want this, and just wait for it to happen. You actually have to go out there and do it. So it's like you have to do your part so He could do His. And people like everything.
Faith without works ain't it.
Exactly, everything's a process, and you just have to trust and not only just say it, but you gotta truly believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So where y'all been at? Like for real?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Hey.
This like y'all is so positive. I've been like. This is my breakthrough because last year was hard. Like it was just a struggle. Like
when I first came to Lincoln, everybody, well, the fellas know. I asked God to, you know, send people my way that would keep me on the right path, but also send people my way because I want to dress better. I want, you know, have things that's gonna make me stand out, or you know, be able to be seen on the campus. That's what I asked for because my entire life growing up, I didn't have that. So that's something I say, you know, I want to get the feel for it. I want to know. So I got that, and it was like. I always did the suits. Everybody's like, man, you dressing up, classic man, blah, blah, blah. And it was great, but it was like I wasn't able to allow people to see who Brandon is. I wasn't able to really let people get to know Brandon. Everybody was just like, man, you know, it's the pastor. I'm like, I'm not a pastor. Like in my mind, I'm like, y'all are saying these things about me that don't need to be said. But it's like, then I looked at it, it's just like, I'm being me. So if I'm walking and being me and I'm not acting in a foolish way or acting out of order, people will see the genuine and true side of you. And for the longest time, a lot of things that, one thing that hit me a while ago is that if somebody's saying that it's something positive about you, never ever decline it. If it's a positive thing, accept it, because who's to say that's something that you're really going to walk into? Not to say that I'm going to be a pastor in a pulpit, but I can see myself being someone that's a street minister, talking to people that aren't in the church as much, because I feel as though there are enough people in the church that's getting these people saved and trying to keep them on the right page. But there's not enough people that's trying to reach out to people that don't want to come to these places, because these higher people are making them feel so bad because they come into the church, whether they smell like a bunch of weed or they smell like a bunch of alcohol. That should not matter at the end of the day, because Jesus did not just say no to it. Jesus said yes, regardless as many times as people have begged. He always did it from a willing heart. He would challenge you and question you on specific things, but he will always do it from a willing heart. By that being the case, positive things are being said about it. Of course, the negatives gonna come. I'm always gonna have haters. That's why I appreciate my haters. Not because Jesus had haters. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you look at it that way, that's the case. But me being here, I was finally able to accept the fact that, you know what, people are going to say what they want to say. As long as it's positive, I'm fine with it. So if it's a negative thing, ignore it. If it ain't you, it ain't you. But if it is about you, you don't have to publicize and be like, yeah, man, just work on it.
Right, just work on it.
And I think that's the thing that a lot of people, they fail to realize, is that they get so mad when somebody says, man, shorty, blah, 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 blah.
And that's when people gotta push themselves to the limit to where they, like, you always gotta push yourself to the limit to where you gotta be a little uncomfortable. You gotta get out that comfort zone to get to the next level of comfort.
So I have
Hold on.
I just have a question.
I want to say something real quick. You won't grow until your comfort zone is disturbed, man.
Yeah.
Until your comfort zone is disturbed and you feel the need to get a little better, to shake that thing off and push yourself to the next level, you're not gonna grow.
You said that. I said something about comfort zone. I took a picture of it.
And then I want to say one last thing based upon what my man J Rock said. He was talking about how he sees himself more as somebody to minister to people outside of the church, not just in the church, but like he said, a street minister. And a pastor said something, really good one day. He said, it's okay to be like to save souls in the church and to minister to people in the church, but this is like practice. And see, the game comes when you step outside those church doors and you meet people that ain't on the same level, and they need you to spill into that, and they need you to do it on a certain level. Like J Rock said, I only speak biblical to people that are ready for that biblical speaking. But if you're not on that biblical level, I gotta find a way to minister to you the way you need it and the way you need to hear it, so I can get you, so I can bring you in the church.
And that's where
the church is the practice. That's the weight room. That's where the game when you step outside the doors.
What Jesus was saying, if you remind me in front of my brother job and how you to enter into the kingdom. That's it's simple right there. And the thing is that a lot of times people be like, man, some people don't have the opportunity to meet Jesus. Yeah, they do, but sometimes it's not that person that didn't meet Jesus' fault. It's the people that surround them. Think about it. There's always going to be an individual, I'm pretty sure, that knows about God or Jesus at least. They're going to hear about Jesus. It's really not going to be a time where nobody can say, I have never heard about Jesus. And if they have, then right there, you are that person that can introduce, but not in a forceful way. Be friends with that person. If you build a relationship, people will begin to listen to you more than they ever will with you when you first met them. If you ever do that, that's why it's so important for me to build a relationship with people, because by doing that, you will be able to find out who they are. You can tap into their heart. You can get the chance to break down whatever's been eating them up and be able to introduce light that they've never received before or never seen before. That's what my job is.
And that's what I look for, just with dealing with friendships, relationships. I want to see the real you. What's like your heart? Like, who are you? I want to get to know you. I don't care about the outside.
Right.
I want to get to know like the inside,
Right.
because that's all that matters. When you.
Hey, listen. The quote that you said, there's a quote on here. One of my friends had put it on her Instagram. Her name is Brittany Wright.
Okay.
And it comes from Quotes.com, and it says, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there.
Right.
It's a beautiful place. You're fine being where you are. You're not worried about nothing.
Right.
In the
But
comfort
as
zone.
It's like
but
saying-
as soon as it touches you, or something that is not where you're used to, what you're used to, hits you, what do you do?
Right.
What do you challenge yourself?
It's
Or
like
do you
this.
just stay back?
When you know it gets too easy, you know that's when you have to know that you got to go to the next.
I was waiting for you. I was
Yeah, you've been quiet.
I was waiting. That's why I kept looking at you. Because I was like, I was
Thoughts.
Wrap that thing.
All right, so addressing that, one indication of when you need to destroy and obliterate your comfort zone, check your circle. You know, I've always been told if you're the smartest person in the group, get a new group. Because you're not going to learn anything new. You're not going to be stretched any further. It's just going to continue to be like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Steve Harvey is, right?
Yeah.
In his book, Act Like a Success, Think Like a Success, there was a chapter in there where he was speaking about mosquitoes, or it wasn't mosquitoes. I think it was mosquitoes. No, yeah, it was mosquitoes. No, fleas. There it is. Boom, got the correct term. So he's talking about fleas, right? And he said fleas can jump way higher than their small bill. They can probably jump like 10 feet, right? But if you put fleas in a jar and you allow the fleas to stay in this jar long enough, if you release them from this jar, they're only gonna jump the height of the jar because they've been in that environment for so long. So when you are considering talking about
Hey guys,
getting rid of
if you
the
like the
comfort
beat,
zone,
please make sure to subscribe.
just
Get my
surround
Snapchat.
yourself with a new environment. You know, whether that's people, it don't always have to be people. It can also literally be your physical
Right, your
environment.
physical
You
environment.
know, take a walk in a different neighborhood, drive in a different neighborhood. You know, go to that nice hotel and act as if you're one of the
Migrate.
guests there. You know what I mean?
Gotta
But
migrate.
just get rid of that mindset that you have to stay
You gotta
closed
expand your
in.
mindset.
You have to, and that the expansion of that really goes with breaking patterns.
Yeah.
It's
This
like
is
it's like
about
a
breaking
flock.
the
It's like a
patterns.
flock of geese. If you have, man, this is like connecting to if you ever see wildlife on TV, you learn a lot about animals and how they like with humans. So you ever see like a flock of geese? It's like in certain seasons, certain times, they'll leave where they've been nesting, then they'll go to another place. Mostly they go north to like a little pond or a little spot. But once that winter comes and it gets cold, they go right down south to where it's warm to get comfortable. So it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? You could say like in Africa, with wildebeest, big. They gotta keep on moving to survive.
So what?
Same thing.
Okay, so what do you do when your comfort zone, you broke it down? Like, it's been touched, it's been bothered. What do you do after that?
Well, you said what was it?
What do you do after someone disturbs your comfort
If your
zone?
comfort zone is disturbed.
Yeah, like, no, I'm saying like the aftermath of it.
Right.
So what do you
Yeah.
do? So what do you do once that is happened? Now, how do you go forward? Is that what you're asking?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Keep on, I would say keep on moving forward. Well, I don't know.
No, you're saying it right.
I would say keep
Just
on.
just keep moving forward, but you gotta do it one step at a time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's steps to this. Don't just
Be a baby.
take a leap
Literally.
and get your
I
comfort zone
was like
disturbed.
literally
Yeah.
struggling
Do
with
it
that.
Do it responsibly.
You
Do
just
it.
gotta- you just gotta
You know,
be
take the steps
Because
needed.
I'm
Don't just
learning that.
jump. You know,
Make-
unresponsibly.
Make
you
your
know.
patience be their lesson.
If you become a baby again, you'll learn. You'll be able to do it. You'll be able to go.
It's basically like you starting over.
If you think about how a baby learns and how they grow,
Mhm.
they only learn from the person that raises them. And I'm not saying that, you know, because some people have different people that raise them, but you will have to allow whoever it is to trust with your life completely to raise you.
Yep.
And it's crazy, that might sound that is the truth.
That's
Because
it.
in order for you to be where you want to be, to go where you need to go, you're always going to need a restart.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm
That's just
actually
so.
dealing with that now because it is I had like a bunch of friends and now all of them I don't talk to anymore. And it's like, I would say last Friday when I met, you guys, it was just like, I got like this sense of excitement about life and about what I want to do, because last semester I was just like not positive. I was down all the time. I can't believe how many times I cried, just being here. And last Friday was like a sense of like a light, and it was like, okay, God, I hear you, I'm listening, I'm seeing. It's like certain people don't have to necessarily be in your life no more, and you have to be okay with that. But my whole thing is, how do you pretty much like find those people that have the same mindset?
I just finished that entire thing that you just shared. I lost my girlfriend. I lost the closest boy. I lost a young lady that wasn't my girlfriend at the time. And I lost my roommate. I lost my dad. 2 dead, 1 still alive. Or 2 dead, 1 still alive. And for me, it was just like, I was like, how do I deal with it? Mentally, how do I deal with it? And it wasn't until I just said, stop trying to get your own self out of the situation and just trust whoever it is that you want to get you out of the situation. That's what it is. And that's why I question you, who do you trust to get you out of the situation?
What if you don't have nobody that you can trust?
You do.
Like,
You have somebody
You
you
always
trust.
have somebody that.
Yeah, guys, and it makes
No, I'm saying like,
Well,
when
nah,
I
I'm
trust
talking
like my family, but they not here. I'm literally here by
Right,
myself, so it's just like,
No.
who do I go
See,
to?
the
Who
person
can I
I'm talking
be
about that
with,
you need to
you know?
trust isn't a physical person. He's not of this world.
It's God all by himself.
That's who you need to trust to get you where you need to go.
When I tell you, it's no other.
No other person.
There's no other friend like him.
I know, but it's just
If you like to
okay,
read,
like,
please make sure to
I feel
subscribe.
like,
Here's my
Yeah,
Snapchat.
I'm gonna stop you right there. See, you said I know, but
Right now, I didn't like that.
that's
I ain't
why,
like that.
and that's the thing that we all make mistakes on, because even I still do it sometimes.
Yep, I'm
We,
here.
the word "but" stops God from moving all the way. By you saying, "I know God got me, but this is crazy." You're just saying to him like, "But I'm moving. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do." But you saying, "But," now I'm like, you know what? Why should I keep doing this for you?
I'm not saying
I
that you
repent for
question
that. I repent for that.
It's just like your parent telling you in school, if you do good, I'll give you this. So you in class, and this work is hard. Or you be like, man, I got this A, but then again, I mean, and then you start guessing in yourself, and then you're like, well, that B was okay. Then next you know, you go from that B to the C, be like, dang, how did I get this? And then you stuck in a situation, and then you gotta find a way to get yourself out of it. And then you got a teacher that's willing to give you tutoring, but you don't like to do tutoring because it looks like you're,
I can give you a personal story. In elementary school, my behavior was horrible, horrific. And I would get, it was to the point I would get phone calls every day. Nobody's believing it. I got a phone call every day. Miss Pugh, your son doesn't just eat, he doesn't understand how to sit in his seat. Academically, I knew the work. But after I was done the work, because I was the only one that finished with it.
Folks, we had a little technical difficulty. Our camera that we recorded with right now died on us, so we had to get some things right real quick. But we definitely wasn't gonna leave you hanging without finishing that story and finishing with the realness. So I'm about to bring my man Des back so he can finish his story, and then we're gonna keep rapping. I know y'all remember what we was talking about, so let's keep the good stuff rolling, folks. Let's keep the good stuff rolling.
Good times rolling.
Des, you were talking about how in middle school your behavior and all that, right? That's what you was rapping about?
Yeah, my behavior was, oh man, it was horrible. So the incident happened where I went to school the next day and I was addressed by one of my friends at the time to do the same thing that I was doing to get myself in trouble at home. But I was getting a lot of attention at school, and I was getting, everything that I wanted. Everybody knew who I was around the way. Everybody, teachers, principals, store owners, everyone. But it wasn't until that next moment after that conversation I had with my mom when she told me, hey, only you can control your behavior, it was at that moment when I was sitting there and I thought, and I'm like, okay, man, if I do this, then the outcome for me is, number one, I gotta be punished. Let's just get that out. I gotta be punished, and it hurts. Okay, it hurts. At the time, I didn't like reading books, so on top of being punished, I had to go sit in my room and figure out what book I was going to read.
Right, I'm not reading either, so that's been a hard task for me.
Man, so it was really just coming to that knowledge of like, you know, I have much more control than what I gave myself credit for. You know, when I started to realize that, it was like my life kind of did a shift. And when I went and I transferred to a different school district, I took that shift along with me, and I was able to appeal to different people and different crowds. I wasn't the person in that school district where, you know, I hung out with one specific crowd. I hung out with, you know, the athletic crowd. I hung out with our jocks. I hung out with the popular, the less popular, you know, the ones that's, I guess you would call them bookworm. I hung out with everybody, but I only took that because I realized how much control I had from that conversation. When I started to realize, wow, I can actually have much more control than I'm giving myself credit for. Right. But I wanted to address your question.
And the question was, I was about to tie it back in. The question is, he was talking about his comfort zone being disturbed. And he took the next step. He took that to his next school. So
I was able to hop around from group to group, as opposed to before I was around just one group, and they kept getting me in trouble every time I was with them. So it was like when I took what that conversation did for me, and I took that over and I was in a different school district, I was able to use those methods. I was able to use that philosophy of, okay, I control my behavior. So no matter what situation I approach, no matter who I approach, I'm in control of what and how I react. When I realized that, people were actually more taking to me. It was like, it was the weirdest thing when it first started happening, because I'm like, you know, off the rip, hey, how you doing? My name is Desmond Long. Nice to meet you. What's yours? Oh, okay, cool. Well, listen, these are the things I'm willing to do. This is what I won't do. If you accept it, that's fine. If not, you know, I'm gonna keep it pushing. And having that mindset, it really just took me to heights I've never seen before. I was connecting with people I never thought I would connect with. I met tons of celebrities, even though like that's not really a big deal to me, but it's just knowing that, having that mindset of, okay, after my comfort zone was like obliterated, I was able to then go forward and say, okay, you know what, now I have much more control because I'm not stuck in that same circle of friends that was just influencing me to do whatever, because they saw something in me, but it was just being used in a different way. So now I was able to actually take control of that for myself, and I grasped that. And then of course with God's guidance and Him leading me, I was able to really move into heights, move into realms that I'm like, man, this is all God doing this, of course. But having that mindset of, as we said earlier, me doing the work of making that decision as I approach each person, saying, okay, they can teach me something, I can teach them something, as opposed to how can I adapt to them? You know what I mean? It's like, it can be a fair exchange, but when you're out in that open area and you're just kind of just figuring out where you want to go, of course, always pray first thing. But after you pray, start taking small steps every day. And then when you're taking small steps, remember that you have a lot more control, a lot more power than what you actually give yourself credit for. So when you approach each person, scenario, opportunity, realize, okay, Ebony, I can do this. Tell yourself every day, I can do this. And then as you grow and as you go in time, you'll start to see, wow, okay, this thing's getting a little easier. And then you'll find somebody, after you're through your process, you'll find somebody that is entering the same exact stage where you just left. And then they'll be coming, hey, listen, well, I just don't feel like I can do this because da-da-da-da. And you'll be looking at them like, wow, is this how I really sound when I was starting out my process? But then you'll be able to help them out. But it's just taking that step. And I mean, of course, anything new that you're doing is going to kind of be a little, I don't want to say scary, but it's going to be different. You know, you're going to have like your thoughts of, am I good enough, or I don't know if I know everything about it. You're going to have those thoughts, but that's why we try to take steps every day. It's not like you're, you know, taking like big jumps and you're constantly jumping off a cliff every day. Not in the physical sense, but it's not like you're jumping every single day. You're taking small steps every single day. So in a way, you're getting rid of your comfort zone, but you're still keeping your comfort zone in a way of you're moving at a pace that's comfortable for you.
Yep.
But you're not operating in the same space that you.
And the beautiful thing is the comfort zone is not growing. Your comfort zone is very small at first because it's just you. Then you bury yourself, you hop out a little bit, then you get comfortable there, and you settle in there. You improve in that level, you bury yourself in that level, then it's time for a new task. You master that task, you settle in there, the comfort zone grows even more. So it's never, I guess you could say it's never like you're breaking it, you're just enhancing it. You're taking it from where it is now, and you're expanding it.
Yeah.
So basically what you do, like you said, when your comfort zone is disturbed, take hold of it, master of it, be scared, be nervous, it's a human thing.
I'm about to say, I'm
But
scared.
be scared. It's okay, you know. Be scared, you know.
It's
But
okay.
trust God though.
There's a thing.
Only be scared for a little bit and let the trust of
I feel
God
like it's poking.
come up
like,
in there.
it's
Let them get up in there.
There's a thing. See, my grandfather was an apostle. Shout out to Bishop Barry.
Shout him out.
So he preached the word. He did it a couple times, and I really paid attention. So what you have to do is like you gotta trace it, you gotta face it, you gotta embrace it.
Trace it, face and erase it. And start anew.
And start anew. That's
Wow.
all. That's a level. That's all
Hey.
you gotta do. Since you
He
trace,
race.
got
What
to
trace?
trace
What is it? Hold on, let me get this
you
thing
gotta
right.
trace it, face
He
it.
traces it, he erases it. Oh my goodness.
Traces
And he starts it. My goodness.
it.
My goodness.
Trace, face, erase.
Shout out to
He chased it. He faced it. He watched it.
God is good.
Shout out to
Bishop Barry, Apostle Barry.
Yeah, shout out.
Yup.
Apostle Bishop.
Apostle.
Apostle
Go,
Bishop
whatever.
Harry. Shout out.
Shout it out.
If Norma is watching, tell Pop Up to call me. You know?
Folks, we've been on here for a minute, man. I hope Bradford's Facebook Live viewers have enjoyed this. I hope mine did. I hope Des did earlier. I hope Cam's did. I hope the
My
Queens
phone
did.
died in the middle.
Hey, man. This happens, man. That's
You know, they got enough. You know,
They got enough. You got enough.
Wait, Cam, what you say?
To
Oh.
tune in next time. We haven't got enough of that thing. Folks, man, YouTube viewers, I hope you enjoyed this. Y'all hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Yo, we do this every Friday, man. This is not just a freak occurrence. This happens all the time.
It's natural.
And my man Cam, as proud as you've seen this table as it was earlier in the show, we're gonna try to make that an occurrence every now and again too, folks. We want everybody to have an opportunity to come and minister and drop the knowledge, rap, all that good stuff, yiggity yak, all that good stuff. So, you know, we here on the air. I know you hear us on YouTube. I know you hear us. We signing out this thing, man. The weather is nice. The breeze is blowing. And I know there's a
wine in the
somewhere on this
summertime.
campus.
Have yourself a nice ice cream.
Nice
It's that
little
time.
wine, having some ice cream.
It's the time for us to get some grub, folks. We've been here for a minute preparing and working. I hope you enjoyed every bit of this. From the information, the knowledge drop, the funny moments, the sad moments, the ups, the downs, even the technical difficulties, folks. I'm about to put you back on the air to enjoy some music for the rest of the day.
And to all my people, stay crispy.
Stay crispy.
Stay crispy.
Get in your cars, get out this yank, and have a blast rest of the day, folks. We love you, we appreciate you, and my goodness,
God bless you.
God is good, folks.
God bless
I'm out this joint.